don't stand, please don't stand with your navel in front of the camera. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is roll call. Mrs. Morris Smith, would you give us a roll call, please?
Roger Brock,
Here.
Dean Button,
Present.
Alex Dietlow,
Here.
Ann Herbert,
Here.
William Hutton,
Hello.
Thomas Kazimierzak, Dan Spitali,
Here.
Sharon Zaney,
Looks like her audio is sketchy.
Marcus Taylor.
Here.
8 present, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Sharon Zane, looks like your internet might be having trouble. Next item on the agenda, you should, board members should have received the Plan Commission meeting minutes for May the 17th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Councilman Spitali makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second, Ann Herbert.
Second from Commissioner Herbert to approve the meeting minutes of May 17th. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion, please, Ms. Morris Smith.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex Dietlow,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
Yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney, Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
Dean Button,
Yes, motion, I guess you kept the roll. Sorry, Shannon.
that's fine. 7 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention, motion passed.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Morris Smith. Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business?
There is no old business.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is new business, and I would like to entertain a motion to rearrange the order of our new business to hear CP 21-08 first. Is there such a motion?
I'll make that motion, Roger.
Commissioner Brock makes a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Spitali to rearrange the order of business. Roll call on the motion, Ms. Morris Smith.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex Dietlow,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
Yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney, Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention, motion passed.
You got me too, Ms. Morris Smith. That's a yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dean.
That's okay. Trust me. The way I'm going,
I counted you in.
We'll ignore the president. Come on.
the way I'm going, I deserve it. Okay. So the motion passes and we will hear the first action. So I will call CP 21-08, a petition of Cabela's Wholesale LLC for approval of 4-lot re-subdivision of Block 2 of Cabela's Gateway Addition to the city of Hammond, located at 7801 Cabela Drive, also known as 7815 through 7901 Cabela Drive, which is zoned C4 within the city of Hammond, Lake County, Indiana. And I would ask Mrs. Morris Smith if the notification requirements have been met.
Yes, they have.
Thank you. We will now hear from the petitioner. I believe that's Mr. Helfrich.
It is.
Wonderful.
Good evening, all.
You have the floor.
I seem to have an assistant here. She doesn't really have much to do with the re-subdivision. Can you get down now, please, Doug? Please. Can you? She never does this. Okay, relax. So yes, as I'm sure you've all seen, we have a package, an application package with a draft plat of re-subdivision. I can show my screen if you wish to see it. Let me make sure I have it ready here. Yes, I do, right there. Back here. So share screen. Right there. And so what we're doing here is it's really quite simple. Block 2. Okay, what just happened? There we go. That's better. I apologize. I'm good at this, but not that good. We have here.
We're on delay, Cole.
I see. Okay. Because it keeps going black on me. We have here block 2 of Cabela's Gateway Edition. And we, Bass Pro / Cabela is desirous of re-subdividing this block into 4 separate lots. And it's really a fairly simple process. Mr. Poland and I started this process, I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess, Brian. Produced a draft, reworked it several times. And what we have now is this final result that we worked out here just recently. And we submit it for your approval. I guess there's not really much more to say. We do have users lined up for some of these lots, and we're ready to rock and roll. So I guess what I would say is that I'd be happy to answer any questions from the commission or any observers that might be present.
Okay, Cole, you're from my end, your audio was kind of going in and out, but can you just briefly talk about the utility easements and the sanitary district easement as well as the access easement?
Okay, I can do that. Everybody heard that, I trust.
Yes.
We have here a new utility easement that is, if you follow my cursor, you'll see that it runs mostly around the perimeter of the site. This is to accommodate public utilities, mostly NIPSCO, obviously. And then we also have an existing sanitary sewer easement that runs from the Cabela's store up here along Indianapolis Boulevard and on down to the southeast across the Buc-ee's site. And so here at this corner, they are adjacent to one another. We also have this existing utility easement on the Cabela's site that will help serve us with utilities. It's also a public utility easement. And then we've granted this new easement around the perimeter to here. This is done in concert with the town of Highland and, excuse me, wrong municipality, city of Hammond, thank you. Please don't yell at me. And with NIPSCO as well, we consulted with them. Also, at the behest of Mr. Poland, in order to confirm the access, cross-access, access to Cabela Drive through the curb cut here, as you can see my cursor in this area, there is a curb cut there. This access easement is designed to formalize the access, cross-access. It is designed to fit this driveway here, which then fits the curb cut in this median strip here on Cabela Drive. And it runs across these lots. There's another access here and another access here. Again, these access easements were worked out in direct consultation with Brian Pullen and his study of the flow and the existing pavement, which we did as well. We did a complete topography of all of this and have everything located, and that's where it goes. That's the beauty of this process, and is that by the time this gets to your meeting, we've already worked out all these details.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
So again, anybody wants to ask anything, I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Any questions from the commissioners to the petitioner? I would ask just one brief question. The area that's between the right-of-way and the access agreement, that is that 25-foot segment, that
Right.
is not allowed. There's no access allowed through that area. That's property of the particular lot owners within.
You're referring to that area there. Yes, other than the fact that the REA does provide for access, the point to this is that we wanted to formalize it and narrow it down. That is, Dean, that's a landscape area, frankly.
So your hand was
So
not.
there is no contemplation.
Your hand was not where I expected it to be.
I'm sorry, you broke up.
Yeah,
I see.
that's the 25-foot line.
No, that is a landscape area.
Okay, thank you. But
Yeah.
that belongs to the property owner and there's no access process.
Yes,
To that location.
right. Well, but yeah, those are all landscape areas. As we zoom in a little closer, you'll see that there is a proposed curb cut access here and another one here, and then this one that's larger down at this end. But the rest of it, the 25-foot wide strip in here is all, other than these entrances, it's all going to be landscape area.
Thank you.
So
Any-
there's no proposed hacking up the landscape, let's put it that way.
Any other questions from the commissioners to the petitioner? Any other questions? Okay, I would move then to the public hearing portion. Is there anyone attending by Zoom from the public wishing to comment in favor of this petition? Anyone from the public online wishing to comment in opposition to this petition? Anyone from the public wishing to make a comment in any other way about this petition? Being none, I close the public hearing portion. I would move now to the staff report and recommendation. Mr. Poland or Mr. Novak?
Mr. Poland. As far as in reviewing the subdivision plat, the plat does meet the requirements for the lot size. Mr. Helfrich did explain all of the easement issues that affect the property. We did send the property out, or the plat out to agency review. We have not received all of the comments yet. We did receive a comment from NIPSCO today that did not object to it, but they reserve the right to add easements in the future. They were not specific as to what they were, and I'm sure that that is something that may be addressed once some of the development plans start coming into fruition. That being said, staff recommends that the Plan Commission grant preliminary and final approval of the subdivision plat, subject to these technical changes that we're still waiting to get from all the review agencies. If the Plan Commission agrees, and the staff requests that the Plan Commission adopt this staff report as its findings of fact.
Any questions from the commission to the staff? Any questions to the staff by commissioners? Any questions? Being none, any further comment from the petitioner?
No, Mr. Poland seems to have summed it up nicely.
Thank you. I would just point out, I would make a comment that I couldn't be more excited about the future of this development. What has happened here has been, to this point, been leaps and bounds for the city of Hammond. I recognize that I think Mr. Fred Terpstra is on the line, Mr. John Terpstra, and Mr. Clayton are all present and very much interested parties in the development of this. So I welcome their attendance to this important meeting. So if there's nothing further, I would entertain a motion that would recommend the Plan Commission grant preliminary and final approval of the subdivision plat subject to any technical changes requested by the review agency. Is there a motion?
Marcus Taylor, I motion.
I got a motion by Marcus Taylor and a second, I believe, by Commissioner Zaney.
Yes.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion? No further discussion. Ms. Morris-Smith, may I have a roll call on the motion, please?
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex D'Lo,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
yes,
William Hutton,
yes,
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney,
yes,
Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
Dean Button,
Yes.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Thank you, Ms. Morris-Smith. Then I would ask that we adopt the staff report as a finding of fact in this case. Is there so a motion?
I'll make that motion. Roger Brock.
Commissioner Brock makes the motion. Is there a second?
second, and Herbert,
I'll second.
Lots of seconds. We'll give it to Commissioner Herbert for a second on the motion. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion for finding of fact.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex D'Lo,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
yes,
William Hutton,
yes,
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney,
Yes,
Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
Dean Button,
Yes.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Well done. Thank you and welcome to the neighborhood.
Well, Mr. Button, allow me to echo your excitement about this and my gratitude on behalf of our design team that we've been able to get this thing done, and we're going to see some progress out here. I love it. Thank you all. Plan Commission, Shannon, Dean, Brian, it's all been good. Thank you so much. And my dog and I are going to leave you now. Evidently, she has some shit.
Thank you. Moving on, we'll, I guess I'm gonna belt and suspender this and ask for a return to the regular order of business. Is there a motion to do so?
so moved, and Herbert,
Commissioner Herbert moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Spitali to go to the regular order of business. I feel like we could just do that and all in favor. Signify by saying aye. Aye.
aye,
All opposed, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is item CP 21-07, a petition of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission to reclassify property at 55, 51 through 53 Claude Avenue from R1U Urban Single Family Residential District to S1 Open Space and Recreational Facilities District to construct, operate, and maintain a public park within the city of Hammond. Mrs. Morris-Smith, have the notification requirements on this issue been met?
Yeah.
Thank you. I would then turn it over to the petitioner for a presentation.
Hi there. I'll give the presentation. First, I'd like to ask if there's any objections by the commissioners, staff to act as both petitioner and reviewer.
Are there any objections from any of the commissioners to have staff act as the petitioner? Any objections? Any objections? I see no objections. Please continue, Mr. Novak.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is a corner lot, 5551 and 5553 Claude Avenue. It's been vacant since the 1980s or 1990s, part of Lake County area. There was a house there in 1978, not in 1998. So it's been vacant for a while. It came into Redevelopment Commission's hands in mid-January of 2016, and they got it from United Neighborhoods, who had received it earlier, the 21st century. I mentioned it was a corner lot. It's actually the geographic center of Jacob Square neighborhood there. It's on the corner of, I believe, Thornton Street, which runs, from Seoul all the way to Calumet there. Jacob Square is named for Jake Jacobs. Since 2006, you may know it historically as had the nickname Little Waco before that, but we call it Jacob Square now. And it will be the only public park in Jacob Square. So, I think that's why we're here today. It's going to be replacing, we're going to name it Windrick Park because we are planning on, they did the land swap at School City of Hammond. Windrick Park was previously to the east of Civic Center. But, since that park's going away in lieu of the new Hammond Central High School, that we'll name this new park Windrick Park, pending passage of this. Basically, it'll include outdoor playground equipment. It needs some grading. It's kind of hilly, a little bumpy. There'll be a shade structure, patio, picnic tables, bike racks, a 3-foot high fence, new concrete sidewalks and curbs. So it will be an improvement to the area. Yeah, I think that's kind of my summary for it. I'm sure Jim may have something added.
I thought you did a good job. You nailed everything.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you to the staff. Any questions from the commissioners to staff regarding their petition? Any questions? I would just echo or maybe elaborate a little as well. I do understand that the administration has reached out to the Windridge family, and they are in support of the move of the park from its current location to this new location. So I think that's that's a special advocate on behalf of the family to help with the relocation of the park. Any other discussion or questions for staff? Being none, I will open it up then for a public hearing. Is there anyone in public on Zoom wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Anyone from the public wishing to speak in opposition to the petition? Anyone in the public wishing to speak or make any comment related to this petition? Being none, I close the public hearing on this petition and ask if the petitioner has any further comments. Being none, I would then, is there any staff comments related to this particular petition?
Yeah, for the staff report, Mr. President, the site plan that was presented in the Planning Commission was preliminary. I am planning on having a conversation with the consultants tomorrow to kind of work out some of the technical details. And therefore, anyway, that's a technical issue pending before the for the staff. The staff does recommend that the Planning Commission forward the petition to the City Council with a favorable recommendation, subject to the technical review of the site plan to make sure it's compliant with the zoning provisions for the S1 district. I wrote that wrong in the report, S1 district. And if the Planning Commission agrees with the recommendation, staff requests that this report, as now amended, be adopted by the Planning Commission as preliminary findings of fact.
1 second, please. Okay. Any questions for staff from the commissioners? Any questions from staff? So the action here is to rezone and make a favorable recommendation to the city council. So I would entertain a motion that the plan commission forward the petition to the city council with a favorable recommendation, subject to a technical review of the site plan to determine compliance with the zoning provisions for an S1 open space and recreation facility. Is there such a motion?
Motion to approve, Marcus Taylor.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor. Is there a second?
Second, Sharon Zaney.
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you, Commissioner Zaney. For a second, is there any discussion on the motion? I would just say that I've seen the plan. I'm sorry the commissioners haven't had the opportunity. The plan prepared by the consultant. I think it's in very, very good taste. I think you'll all be happy to experience it when it comes to fruition. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? It's been moved by Commissioner Taylor, seconded by Commissioner Zaney to make a favorable recommendation of the city council, etc. Roll call on the motion, please. Mrs. Moore-Smith.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex D'Lo,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney,
Yes.
Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
You forgot one.
Oh, Dean Button, I keep forgetting you today, Dean. I am so sorry.
No, I deserve it after what happened earlier today. So you're fine, Sharon, please. Thank you for that. And then I would entertain a motion to accept the staff report as adopted by the Plan Commission as amended as preliminary finding of fact. Is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Councilman Spitali, second by,
I'll second Roger Brock.
thank you, Commissioner Brock. Motion by Councilman Spitali, seconded by Commissioner Brock to accept the staff report as amended as a finding of fact. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion.
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex D'Lo,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
Yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney,
Yes.
Marcus Taylor,
Yes.
and Dean Button.
Yes.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Thank you, Mrs. Moore-Smith.
Mr. President?
Hold
Yes, just for Councilman Spitali's benefit, Councilman Torres has agreed to be the sponsor on the ordinance as it goes to the city council.
Oh, that's fine.
Good with that.
All righty.
Yeah, just so everyone sees real quick, I mean, this is what the vacant lot is now, so it's gonna be going to much better use, I think.
We're not seeing it yet, Tom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, right. It's your city hall down here, and all that, so. Right in the center.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is CP 21-09. And that is a resolution of the Plan Commission of the City of Hammond, Indiana, adopting and approving Plan Commission Resolution number 2021-02 to establish a policy by which members of the Hammond Plan Commission may participate by electronic means of communication. How do we want to serve this up? I think our council is offline, maybe.
Yeah, I will do the best I can to go over the resolution. Unfortunately, Mr. Westland had to drop off. So
Actually, I'm still here, Brian.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dave, Dave-
you can't see me, but
As promised, Mr. Westland is with us.
I am so
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, Dave. Sorry about that. I didn't see your smiling face. Nonetheless, the resolution is sent to.
We'll let Dave describe it. Brian, is that okay? We'll let Dave describe
Okay, fine.
however you guys want to do it. The resolution is a similar resolution that's being passed citywide. As most of you know, the reason we're able to hold virtual meetings is because there was an executive order issued by the governor that allowed, during the pandemic and during the declaration of emergency by both the governor and the mayor, allowed virtual meetings. But prior to that, the statute had said that virtual meetings were not allowed. In response, and I think in response to the fact that boards and commissions like the virtual option, the legislature passed a law, and it's a little, clearly takes effect by July the 1st, which should coincide with the time that the declaration of emergency ends. And the law that was passed allows for virtual meetings in certain circumstances and under certain parameters. In order to hold those virtual meetings, you need to adopt a written policy, which we've decided that the boards in Hammond would try to adopt a similar or consistent resolution, so that there was some consistency citywide in terms of the parameters by which you're going to hold virtual meetings. And you can see from the resolution itself that there are some parameters. For instance, and I won't go through the whole thing, but you can only attend 50% of the overall meetings virtually, unless there's one of the excused absences like military service or illness. In every virtual meeting, at least half of the board itself has to be present. If you're going to appear virtually, you can't appear how I'm now appearing, because you have to be able to be seen and heard in order for your vote to count. Broad kind of parameters of the virtual meeting. If we don't pass this resolution tonight, then from what I'm hearing, the public emergency is going to end here in about 9 days. And when it ends, then it would not give you an option to have anybody there virtually. I think everyone likes the idea for a virtual option. So I'll take any questions on the policy if anyone's got any, or if Brian wants to illuminate further. I would just tell you, the minutes have to reflect who's virtual and who's not. So if we pass this policy and you're going to appear virtually at a meeting with as much advance notice as possible to allow Shannon to be able to note your virtual appearance, that would be best.
Thank you, Mr. Westland. Mr. Bowen, do you have any further comment?
No, Dave, as usual, does an excellent job, and we will look forward to being back in person and see. I think we'll just have to see how the practical issues arise with just how the planning committee or the council chambers are set up, just to make sure everything flows well, and that we have a monitor to see if there's anybody that wants to comment virtually.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. Any questions from the commissioners to either our council or staff? So I'm gonna do what I normally do and ask questions. I know I have one, I thought I had two, but are we anticipating that every member of the planning commission sign the policy, Mr. Westland?
No, I think if the president and the secretary sign it, indicating a favorable vote to the resolution, that's sufficient.
Okay,
Yeah, and we'll have to technically amend that signature page, Mr. President.
yeah, that's where I was kind of going with that. And then, I guess, just so that we're all clear, my understanding, or you correct me if I'm wrong, please, that for every meeting, a electronic option will be offered, primarily to accommodate the public, and for those commission members, commissioners who can't attend in person, they would be allowed to attend virtually, given the parameters allowed in the resolution and or statute.
Correct.
Okay. So I know that was long-winded. Basically, what I'm saying is we have the capability of doing this at every meeting, just so that you're aware. It'll be here all the time. Thank you. That's all I had. Any other questions from the commissioners to staff or council? Any other questions? Being none, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2021-02 with authorizing the president and secretary to execute the resolution. Is there such a motion?
Make that motion.
Councilman Spitali, is there a second?
I'll second. Roger Brock.
Second, Commissioner Brock has seconded the motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Roll call on the motion, Mrs. Moore Smith?
Roger Brock,
Yes.
Alex D'Lo,
Yes.
Ann Herbert,
Yes.
William Hutton,
Yes.
Dan Spitali,
Yes.
Sharon Zaney,
yes,
Marcus Taylor, Marcus Taylor,
You're on
Yes.
mute, Hayden.
Yes, sorry about that, guys.
Dean Button,
Yes.
8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, motion passed.
Thank you, everyone. Next item on the agenda is correspondence. Any correspondence for the Planning Commission?
No correspondence.
The next item is commissioner comments. Comments from commissioners. No comments. Staff comments?
Yes, we are expecting a July Plan Commission meeting for a rezoning. That is July 19th, and I do believe that that falls during the week of the Festival of the Lakes. But I don't think there's anything scheduled for that Monday. Is that correct?
To my knowledge, that's correct.
No, it doesn't start till Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday this
On
year.
Tuesday, okay. All right, so if anybody knows of any conflicts for whatever reason or Festival Lake reasons, please let the staff know as soon as possible. Based on the passage of the resolution, we plan to be in person and with the virtual option.
Mr. Paul, any other comments from staff?
No other comments.
I was gonna say, since half of us have to be there, I would figure just, if you can't make it, just let us know for whatever reason, we'll make arrangements, beforehand.
Thank you. The next item would be then public comment. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Anyone from the public? I would just wish everyone a happy Independence Day, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Ann Herbert.
Commissioner Herbert, is there a second? Second from Councilman Spitali. Been moved and seconded. I'm going to go with all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
See you soon, Marcus.
I see. Take it easy.
Thanks, everyone.
Aye.
Yep.
Okay, thank